Let me introduce myself. My name is Mikhail Sirov and I am the student of the 10th form, school number 41. The name of my research work is the reconstruction of the old castle, Contradictions and historical facts. The study includes three stages. At the first stage, the theoretical analysis of the problem was carried out. Tasks of the research were formed. At the second stage, the reconstruction was monitored. The final stage is devoted to the analysis and generalization of research results. The old castle in Grodno can rightfully be considered an object of all Belarusian significance. In the 16th century, it was the royal residence of the king of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, Stefan Batory. The architectural and the historical pearl has difficult fate. Several times the castle was seriously damaged and then reconstructed. At the initiative of the king Stefan Batory in the 1518s, the castle was rebuilt in the style of German Minories by Joseph Roten. According to the alternative version, the architect of the castle was an Italian Santi Gucci, but currently there are no written or other sources that would confirm this. In 1708, the building was badly damaged by the Swedes, after which it wasn't possible to use it. In 1729, another reconstruction took place in the old castle, which was supervised by the architect K. Peppelman. The research in the castle was conducted by many prominent archaeologists as Yatkovsky, Druzhevsky, Voronin, and others. The director of the local museum, Joseph Yatkovsky, supervised the excavations of the old castle in 1932-33. In 1937-39, archaeologist Vladislav Druzhevsky was sent from Warsaw to study the castle. The collected archaeological collection was partially lost during World War II. Since the early 17th of the 20th century, Belarusian archaeologists started researching Grodno. Mikhail Tkachov in 1971 did the excavation of some architectural objects in the old castle. In 1937, Oleg Trusov carried out archaeological excavation. The last year of extensive archaeological research at the old castle was 1988. It's not just the restoration of the old castle that is taking place, but also the restoration with adaptation from museum. The reconstruction of one of the oldest castles in the country isn't first. Only the preparatory work and the creation of the project took several years. Specialists have thoroughly studied the documents since the 14th century. In addition, before the arrival of the builders, archaeologists worked on the territory. The old castle in Grodno is being restored according to the project of architect Vladimir Pachkov. It's assumed that the defensive structure should eventually turn out as it was during the life of Stefan Batory. However, the reconstruction of the castle in Grodno from the very beginning caused a lot of controversy in scientific circles. It was even called open falsification of the monument. For example, the view of the dome on the entrance tower has become the most discussed element in scientific circles. Initially, the authors of the reconstruction offered the occupation of the dome, which had a round shape. Belarusian architects were guided by the image of the castle on the engraving by Tomasz Makowski. However, Polish experts suggest a slightly different form, and their suggestion was had. The dome structurally consists of several elements: a steel framework, a wooden frame, and directly the copper covering. In early October 2019, the first rehearsal of its installation on the tower was held. This was necessary in order to check whether the point of the attachment of the dome matched to the tower. Opponents of the existing project of the restoration of the old castle also had questions about the image that recently appeared on the entrance tower in the style of sgraffito. Now it's decorated with portraits of Roman emperors and Stefan Batory. Historian Nikolai Volkov, who is the main opponent of the existing project of the reconstruction of the old castle, says that the entrance tower wasn't completed during the life of Stefan Batory. Its construction began in 1586, at the end of which the king died. The graffiti respectively also wasn't used. Another controversial element is the terrace above the entrance tower. The author of the project decided that there had been a terrace. Constructive work within the first stage of the reconstruction is almost complete. According to the plans of the first stage, a modern museum exposition will be created in the erected building by the end of the year. The old castle will house 4 rooms with showcases and museum items that will cover such topics as the construction of the old castle, the life of ancient Grodno, the war with the Crusaders, the activities of Stefan Batory in Grodno. The expositions include the use of 3D projection technologies, mappings, and much more. The second stage of the reconstruction involves the restoration of the royal palace. General construction works of the entrance tower, apartment buildings, gallery, and the middle tower have been completed. The improvement of the territory of the castle will be carried out at the third stage of construction. The reconstruction of the old castle is accompanied by large-scale archaeological research. Since the restoration of the castle, more than 3,000 artifacts have been found, including, for example, medieval ornaments, chess pieces, a piece of chessboard, and other unusual objects. For the conclusion, the old castle is one of the most remarkable sites of the city of Grodno. The reconstruction of the old castle has been discussed for a long time and represents significant historical and cultural value.